That is a new banger from Viboyo, aka Oba Moses Nsubuga, aka Viboyo. Good morning and welcome to Morning at NTV. My name is Idris Matus Segawa, and what a wonderful day to start off with such a hit, talking about some subjects that have happened in 2024, and one might think, why is Viboyo singing about such subjects? Well, we have the man in studio, Mr. Moses Nsubuga, aka Viboyo. Welcome to Morning at NTV.
Thank you for having me. Good
Such
morning,
an interesting song, I must say.
Thank you.
What inspired it?
Well, first you must know the history. I've been doing it for the last 13 years.
Yes.
What inspired it, I was taking a break and I wanted something to keep me in the industry at least. Yeah, one leg in the industry at least, and this has kept me one leg in the industry for the past 13 years. Yeah, and I also, I'm a fan of what happens in in my country, like on an everyday note. Indeed. So I would love to make history interesting in the future, so that a person can just listen to a song and I mean, remember what happened.
And read books.
Yes.
So you say one leg is in the industry, in the music industry.
Oh, yeah?
Where's the other leg?
In the film industry.
In the film industry.
Yes.
Before we start off our conversation tonight, today in the morning, tell me about the film industry. How did you get into that? Just a little bit.
Well, it's the nature of the company I've been working with for all these years. So I taught myself and then went and learned a little bit of film producing. And because I was affiliated to Swangs, they needed a film producer, and here I am. Yeah.
All right. Well, you might question yourself that, usually when I listen to music, it's all about probably love, casual topics, but the song we've just heard from Viboyo is quite message heavy. And that is why today we are discussing expression and subjective reality in the arts industry. Is political music in Uganda Rambo in the jungle? Go to our social media platforms, that is on Facebook, Twitter, and tell us your thoughts on the issue. Are your artist, is your favorite artist nowadays message heavy, too heavy perhaps? Are they leaning towards politics and going away from the arts that we are used to? Well, in studio, I have another panelist, a usual suspect, Andrew Kagwa, entertainment journalist, entrepreneur, legend, ladies man. What can I say?
So many titles. Give me some, man.
What's up? Good morning.
Good morning.
How's the day?
Good so far. This is the last Friday of the year, so
indeed.
So we're going to keep having many of these, and for Uganda, usually this comes with a concert or something, and yeah, indeed, one is happening today. So yeah, so it's a good morning so far. Yeah.
31 days are gone, 2025 already.
Yes.
So we are counting,
unbelievable.
Clicking it down. So to get into today's topic, they say never mix porridge with tea. Artists, especially singers in Uganda, mixing politics and music?
One truth is you can never mix porridge with tea. Like
exactly.
That's bad. That's bad. But I don't really think we can talk about politics and art or music as porridge and tea. I think if politics is porridge, music would be milk. No, not even just music, art generally, like art and politics are married because art is expression. People usually end up saying what they feel at heart, and that could be political, it could be about love, but it's mostly about expressing what they feel. Because I've been looking at the topic, and it's reading like between objectivity, expression, and subjective reality. One, like art cannot be objective. Art is very subjective. Even the way we people that cover art is very, very subjective. When I like his album, I will not tell you the bad things about it if I do not find them. like I'll tell you the good things that I found in the album. It's up to you to tell me the bad things you found in the album, and I will not even task you to tell me the good things if you did not see them. That's how subjective art is. It's all about me telling you why I love the album so much, and probably you can change your mind and you're like, oh, I understand what you're saying about that, maybe you're right. So that's the nature of art. It cannot be objective, it cannot stand on the fence. Art is very, very subjective in nature, and art is very political. Like initially, some people do not know that the background of poetry used to be performed in the king's courts, and like in Africa, we had ours. They were like old men that usually come and chant. They are telling you things that are not pleasant, but those are the things the masses are saying. So like art and being close to politics, telling power what they do not want to hear. Or, okay, like it's a two-way. Like whenever there is a poem that's telling the politicians what they do not want to hear, there is also another poem that's telling them, everything is okay, those people love you. so it's always a two-way. But I would just say you cannot really separate the two. But it's all about being true to your cause.
Mr. Viboyo.
Yes, please.
You are a filmmaker.
Yeah.
You are a singer. Basically inked into art and telling stories. When you are telling your stories, either through music or film, are you subjective? Are you objective?
Now, me as an artist, I have to be objective. Yeah? Because I need to be open out there. I need to talk. If I'm singing, I don't want to be looking at only you. I want to look at everyone that will listen to my music. Yeah. A Muganda, a Muteso, a Kenyan, an Ethiopian. So that way I have to to welcome all people with different ideas. But then to go back on what you said, art and politics, there is no way you can separate the two. Yeah. Like, you know Nina Simone? Yeah. She once said, you can't be an artist and don't reflect on the times. Yes. Yeah? And because art is what happens in our day-to-day life, politics is also part of that. Politics happens every day. So as an artist, much as you're going to sing about love because you've seen love happen, but we also see politics happen. Yeah? I might not be the type that sings about politics, but I'll sing about love. But still, I'll be reflecting times. You understand? So it's like I said, objective. As an artist, I have to be objective and welcome all different aspects of life: politics, love, sports, whatever. Yeah. So being objective in the message that you're putting out there, what does that look like? For example, the song that we have just listened to, it's a brand new song from you. It talks about so many things that have happened in the country, basically giving us a history book, if I might say. So was that objective in your opinion, or being subjective is saying that, I love this person, this idea is so good, there is nothing bad about it? How does me, the viewer, separate or understand that this artist is actually being objective or subjective? Because Mr. Andrew there said there is no artist who is objective. And I'm saying, as an artist, as I'm writing it, when I'm writing a song, I need to be. Well, but why it is another one? I think maybe Andrew means there is no fan that can be objective. Because the example he gave, he could listen to my music, and because he loved the music, he will not be objective. Yeah. There is, when I'm talking about art, as a journalist, I'm supposed to be subjective. If I'm objective, there are chances I'm going to lie to you. Exactly. How come? Because I would think, all the viewers back at home would think being objective is looking at a subject matter from both angles, and then giving a comprehensive analysis.
from both angles.
Wouldn't that be much better?
And that's the reason why our country is suffering. Because when we are talking about the bad roads, we talk about it from both angles. Like the road is bad, and then you go and ask the person, why is the road bad? And like clearly they had the money. They're like, yeah, and then they start telling you some story. Subjectivity is like the road is bad, people that are using it are suffering when they are using it. That's it.
So going back to my point, as an artist, like as the song you had, the example you were giving, if I wanted to be subjective, maybe I would have sung about social stuff only in that song. But because I wanted to welcome different listeners, I had to be objective. I had to go into politics, I had to go into the social scene, I had to go into sports, like to welcome different minds, to welcome different listeners.
So in a way, when I look back to the 90s, the early 90s, we had artists like Lucky Dube, who else? Those singers that used to really be message heavy in their songs. For example, as most South Africans were singing about apartheid, which was a situation that was happening in their country. Now, when I look at a song that you have produced, it's talking about a situation that is happening here in Uganda. Why do you think that viewers today, or even the journalists like Mr. Kagwa there, are saying that musicians, Ugandan musicians especially, are becoming way too political? When even back then, we've had artists talk about politics and things that are happening in the country.
We are not saying that.
Some of them are saying
like, okay, I'm speaking on behalf of the journalists, the arts journalists that understand art.
All right, let me take it away from the journalists. Let me say the revelers, the viewers, the listeners, the people who are at concerts, who see someone come on stage and they pick up a bottle and they say, we do not want to listen to your song anymore because you are political, because you have declared that you support a certain political party.
One of the things we need to remember is that one, political parties and the music industry are not new to each other. Like I think I was in school the very first time I saw like Bebe Cool released a full album which might be lost right now, but it was a full album of, I think, called Bamongere Sanja, something like that, in 2005. Like, that's a full album. And he went on to have a very successful career after that.
Yes.
People did not boycott him. Like, he went on doing, like, one, being very political. He was very, very direct about his support for the regime. There was a time, I think, he refused to perform at a wedding where Mbabazi was, and Mbabazi had declared intentions to stand, and still people did not shun him. But you see, what has happened at the moment is not music being political, it's the artists themselves being political.
Becoming political.
The artists becoming political. And then they've become way, way too political that at times you feel like it's the motive. Because these days an artist comes out, like they've never even mentioned any political, so they've even never said free someone. And then all of a sudden, because they have a concert, they somehow visit Kavule, and you're like, why are you there? Like, why are you moving like that? Like, that has not been your way of moving over these years. Why now? So it's the artists and the things they are doing, but not necessarily the music. But of course, even when they do it in the music, at times you're asking yourself which intentions are behind the music. Because trust me, when Bobby Wine did Ghetto in 2005, I don't really feel like we thought he's being too political. He was actually talking about the times.
He was an artist.
He was an artist. He was being an artist. But right now, when someone does something political and you kind of feel like it's probably forced, or he's probably trying to attract someone's attention, that's why we are seeing all this friction come up, because you're thinking, why are people doing this? So it's the acts of the artist, not necessarily the music, or the art.
Viboyo, and why do you think artists are moving away from simply doing the music that is message heavy? For example, your song, which is so good, and I tell you viewers, go to YouTube and check it out. Why do you think they're doing it in a way that comes off not genuine enough, as Andrew put it?
Well, I think that is also subjective now, because not every artist is not heavy on music, yeah, not on message.
On message,
yeah.
Yes.
I know some great artists that are really, really heavy on message, and I know artists that are just riding along. Yeah. So, like the topic has been, it's also subjective on which artists you listen to, and also the media. It's you people that are selling most of those artists to the audiences out there, and forgetting the artists that are heavy on message. Yeah, good music has not gone away. Yeah. Good music and heavy message music is still there. It's there. All you need to do is look. For example, well, a person like King Saha, I believe, besides the politics, his music is heavy on message. You get an artist like Zawi.
Yeah, and you see that's the other thing. Like most of the times when you say message, people think message is supposed to be political, but message is not supposed to be political all the time.
For example, even the love songs, there is a message there.
Yes, exactly.
Be good to your partner, forgive your partner, be this way. So again, I go back to what Andrew has put out, is that nowadays, when some of the artists come out and say, I am supporting this party, it comes off unauthentic. And the question he posed is, why is this artist doing this now, when before they have not been doing so and so? So, Viboyo, is it that artists are simply money hungry?
Well, I mean, you don't blame them. If I'm having a show and someone has what we call a masanyaraza, I mean, it's business. It's business.
Yes.
And the person who has a masanyaraza is welcoming and he's ready to put masanyaraza on me. I mean, I don't blame you. It's so, at the end of the day, we are all looking at making ends meet. We are all looking at better lives of our families and our people that depend on us. Yeah. So I don't blame artists that do that. And I wouldn't at all. Because if someone is giving you that masanyaraze, go get it. Yeah. Go get it. And I don't see any problem. It's Bobby Wine giving you masanyaraze, if it's Besigye, if it's the President Museveni, you're free.
Yeah, you go and get your masanyaraze.
It's a free world. It's a free economy. Actually, we are in a free culture. You're free to support who you want to support. And if the person you're supporting is welcoming to you, please go tap into that.
So is the audience to blame for having a negative reaction towards the artists who say, you know what, I need money. If NRM is giving me money, let me go there. If Nope is giving me money, let me go there. Why are you blaming me?
Well, and then maybe because of money, at some point we don't have to do everything for money. Yeah. At some point. Okay, we need to leave some. I mean, if I'm going all out because of money, then I'll go all out and I'll fail all out. But the Baganda call it akobuntu. That humanity. As you're looking for money, as you're going for that money, live in that little humanity for yourself. And maybe some people feel like some artists who go and get the blessings from other political entities, they feel like these people are depending on their monies. Maybe that. I'm not really speaking on that.
I think that the thing about art is the believability. Like us being able to believe what you're saying and perceive it as genuine. And trust me, the audience is not stupid. Like the audience can know someone being genuine and someone probably just faking it. One, like I said earlier, that Bebeku released a full album about Chisanja. Bebeku was an active supporter in 2011, and then 2015 something happened when they released Tubonga Nawe. Like, you had artists that had never even said, oh, corruption is bad on that song. And at that time, people were like, why? And the funny thing is that some of these artists couldn't even defend why.
Yeah.
Now that's where a problem comes from. Like, they're trying to understand, why are you having this message now?
Because they need money.
And like, that can't be it. And trust me, every artist that was on that song did not need money at that time.
I think the biggest problem could be because as artists we are looking for money. Like, one of the points we are looking for money in one place, concerts. Yeah, if we had a market that was creative in ways of looking for money and not only depend on concerts, maybe some of those things wouldn't be happening now. But every artist in Uganda, it's concerts or private events. That's where the money comes from. Yeah. But if we had a leverage of maybe selling merchandise, maybe because as we are fighting for the copyright law, but even our streams, our streams are down. You can't claim to, for an artist can't claim to depend on the streams alone. YouTube money cannot keep you going. We just need to get more avenues of collecting money from art than depending on concerts and events.
So Viboyo, from what you're saying, what I'm picking up is that artists are being driven by money.
Yes.
But another person would argue is that we are doing art to get money. So why are you blaming us?
The point is, you're doing art to get money, but also it's only one avenue of getting that money, concerts. Yeah. So there you have to find yourself bowing down to a person you would have
and
bowed.
You also have to add that one avenue of making money, that's concerts, and that's concerts in Kampala.
Exactly.
Almost. Because like, it's so hard to sell a concert out of Kampala and it's say an ordinary ticket is 100K. Okay, I think it's even impossible.
It's impossible.
Like it's impossible.
Where?
Like, you can only perform for probably 100K and 50K in Kampala. Like you cannot run an
Let me dig a little bit on that. Why do you think that music, or maybe the artistry that we have in Uganda, is only appreciated in Kampala, as you say, but then the music that we put out cannot be exported, let's say, in some of the other districts?
Well, music can be exported. Music is exported, but his point was, it's only in Kampala where a person can pay 100,000 for a concert, for a show, or 50,000. It's only in Kampala.
Why is that?
I think it goes back to the economy. Everything, everything is based in Kampala. I mean, everything. The people who have money are in Kampala. The people up country, a person up country paying 30,000 for a concert is, I mean, that will be a big fan of yours. Because average is 10,000, 5,000, and you get floods. But going back to the point is, artists are doing what they are doing now because we don't have avenues of getting money, of milking money from our art. We only know making money from art is concerts. We have not tapped into selling merchandise. There's a lot of stuff we haven't tapped into to sustain ourselves as artists. Well, I know a few artists that ventured into private business and they are living off well. And such, if you find an artist like that, it would be very difficult for them to find them doing stuff that you really think is against.
Okay. I think one of the things is talking about is when you see a Ugandan concert, it's usually a bunch of missed opportunities. Like, I think I wrote a story for Monitor where I said who is stealing Shiba's lunch, and because it was after she did a reveal of her pregnancy during a concert, and I was in that concert. I paid for myself, and
very important.
Yeah, very important. Because most of the times when we review people's concerts, they're like, that one entered for free.
For free.
Yeah, but I paid for myself, and where I was standing, like, I saw very many business opportunities all revolving around Shiba. People were selling Shiba merchandise, but they had no connection to Shiba. They were selling calendars, they were selling t-shirts, they were selling bangles, and some were even selling CDs of her music. Like, there was a lot of business happening from within there, and Sheba did not have any connection to that, to all the money that was exchanging hands within her own concert. And of course, when you go to concerts elsewhere in other countries, you notice how either the organizers are so much attached to the entire life. That's from the wristband. They will not, like, you pay some money to get a wristband that flashes green when they do something, but you already paid for a ticket, but now you're paying extra for a wristband. Then there is merchandise which is all under the management of the artist, and trust me, they take it a notch higher, that even the food you're buying is under the management of the artist. So they are making money from you from all angles.
And there's something that as artists I've not tapped into also. It's content.
Yeah.
An artist will make a big great show at Serena, and people are going to come in with their phones and record. TV stations are going to come in and broadcast and record. The next day you'll find too much content out there and nothing connected to the artist. Yet all that content is supposed to be on the artist's profile, or somehow the artist has to be earning. So those are the opportunities that we are missing in here to tap into, to make money.
Well, if you have just joined us, we are talking about the arts industry, and in particular the musicians. We are asking the question, what is the difference between objective and subjective expression, and is this affecting how artists are doing their business? Is this why most artists nowadays are shifting into the political arena, supporting particular political parties, and then eventually the audience going against them? Well, to have your say, go to our social media platforms. That is on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and use the hashtag #MorningAtNTV and tell me, is your favorite artist still so political, or are you walking away from them and saying bye-bye? But well, just coming back to the conversation, Viboyo, we've talked about the issue that one of the root causes of artists becoming nowadays too political, in the sense, is that they do not have money. And why they don't have money is that they are not diversifying their income streams. And they are only looking at concerts. And Kagwa said, at the concerts, they are only thinking of, let me come, perform, and that's it. There are other ways to make money. What are those other ways, apart from the ones that we have mentioned
besides selling content and merchandise?
Yes.
Like Kagwa had also mentioned, like a little small extra things, like when you get a flashing wristband. A person, I mean, that would attract a person to buy and maybe keep it like an antique,
a souvenir.
A souvenir for when you. I mean, but the whole thing is convincing those people that I don't know how to term it, to convince those people who come in your events. Make sure you tap into all the other ventures where you can make money from them.
So the question would be that Viboyo, right now, we have events managers, we have artist managers, we have record labels like Swang's Avenue that you belong to, which has done a tremendous job over the years. So why aren't these people who are behind these artists thinking of these ideas? Because clearly you have them.
I blame their teams. And also sometimes artists tend to hire teams that, or they tend to hire yes men. People who only accept what the artist tells them, not advisors, not business managers, not a person who's going to guide them. You get, that's one of the biggest problems.
Are those the same teams that advise them to go and sing for the political party?
As an artist, you're as good as the team behind you.
Indeed.
Because you as an artist, it's like 30% of the work. But the team behind you, that's everything. The systems behind you. Yesterday, a friend of mine Benon shared something. It's saying, talent, structures will take you where talent will never. You get. So if you have a team, a structured team behind you, people that will guide you, trust me, your future will be bright. But if you have people who are just following you to get a chance to watch the artists that are going to come at the concert, to get a chance to take free booze,
and selfies,
I mean, to get a chance to get content that they will post on their profile next day and get likes, I mean, you're bound to crash at some point.
So what would you say is contributing to the fact that most artists, apart from, of course, the artists that are under Swang's Avenue and other record labels, why don't they have these right teams? Apart from this saying that they are choosing yes men, what is informing them not to have the right teams?
I think one of the biggest problems would be exposure, maybe.
Yeah.
I believe exposure and discipline, those two things. Yeah.
And the exposure is partly from both sides. Like, the audience is not as exposed as we might think, because I believe there are some things that would have happened at Ugandan concerts.
Yeah.
For example, I believe, for songs to be exact, for an artist like Azawi, I believe we should be having a store for Hamash at concerts, because I mean, the Ghetto brand is technically one of the most recognizable brands by an artist.
Yeah.
And yet we kind of came to Serena and there was one, you see the Ghetto brand, and then you see the kimonos, because when she debuted, she was wearing kimonos, the Kitenji kimonos. Like, those are so popular that when you were at the concert at Serena, you had very many young girls wearing kimonos, and then there was no place to find the kimono, being officially sold. So I believe probably at times we think Ugandans will not get into it, so probably we just do not put it there, but we should be moving differently. I believe there are very many opportunities that we get to miss at shows.
Well, Viboyo, and I would like to go back to a point that you mentioned earlier, content.
Yeah.
And it was sprinkled here and there, but the issue of copyright. What is the view that artists have towards copyright? Do they think that copyright is going to be the solution to their financial problems?
Unfortunately, copyright will not save an artist from poverty. It will not. What will save an artist from poverty is your catalog. You need to have a very wide and diverse catalog if you want to start earning from copyright. Handsomely, you need a catalog. Once you have a great big catalog, then maybe there you can start thinking of copyright. But you can't have, let's say, 40 songs and you'd start claiming. Yes, they're going to say there's an artist who made it with one song and blah, blah, but those are very, very few examples in the world, not even 0.1%.
Those are like eclipses.
But as an artist, if you think you want to gain from copyright, first make sure you have a huge catalog. By catalog, I mean, for an artist out there who might not understand it, you have to have a lot of songs. A lot of songs that can play in different markets, different occasions, different moods. Then you start thinking of...
And different moods is very important.
As an artist. And that's one of the ways we can maybe start claiming. But now we are going to get copyright. And you find a person crying, my song, it has 10K YouTube views, and honestly.
Well, in July 2022, Maokota County North Member of Parliament, Honorable Hilary Chiaga, was granted leave to introduce a copyright and neighboring rights amendment bill. However, this issue is still unresolved. What is causing the delay? How should artists even understand what is going on? Do your fellow artists understand what copyright is? Because from what you're saying, someone has a song with 1K views and saying, I'm not earning money from my song with copyright. Do people actually understand what copyright is and how it has to work for them?
As artists, most of us artists have not understood how copyright works, and also the population at large hasn't understood how copyright works. So that needs to be educated. I don't know if it has to go back into school syllabuses and the next generation workshops.
Yes.
The next generations maybe will say that. And for the MPs, they can only do too much. I think, because I know people in parliament, they have priorities too. They have priorities, and some priorities prioritize. Yeah, I mean,
indeed.
So so I think one of the issues may be priorities. Maybe it hasn't been prioritized in parliament. I don't know so much about it. Yeah, maybe.
Andrew.
Okay.
I see your tongue tied.
One. My unpopular opinion.
Yes.
Copyright is not a priority for any industry. More so, the copyright of music. When the intellectual property, one proving it's yours, that's important. But copyright as copyright in your welfare is not a priority, because one copyright earns you very little money. At times it earns you very little money in your lifetime. What I mean is NTV, Spark, KFM, Dembe might pay to use your music, but they are paying annually because that's what the law says, that they pay annually to use your music. If NTV is paying, say, even if NTV is to pay 50 million, which is not what the law says, dividing 50 million times all the music NTV plays in a year,
it's not plausible.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, make sense of this. We are discussing the political side of the arts industry in Uganda. To have your opinion, go to our social media platforms. That is on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Use the hashtag #MorningAtNTV and tell us, what do you think about your favorite artist? Are they too political today, or you okay with that? Well, we are taking a short break. Don't go away. We shall be right back.